Great. Before we start talking about today, can you talk about the schedule specifically, starting in Baltimore and then, of course, having your first home game here against the Colts, please?
All right, with the schedule release, we're excited. You're always excited to see where that first game is, and we get the opportunity to go up to Baltimore versus a very tough team, Lamar Jackson. It's going to be a tough matchup. They've added some firepower to their offense this offseason, so great challenge for us to start out, and we're excited about that. We're more excited about the home opener where we get to the opportunity to play in front of our hometown, play in front of our fans, and hopefully we can go out against our divisional opponent and put on a good show, for the fans of Houston. So we're excited about the schedule and where we are, with that schedule, right? Not having any primetime games and all the, that's the one thing that we kind of look forward to. And the one thing that I've learned as I've just looked at is for us as a team, we have to go out and earn our right to be in those primetime moments. So it's a good opportunity for our team to just go out, just put our head down and work, and just to prove where we belong. So excited about it.
Go ahead, Christy.
No,
go ahead.
I know it's early, but just having that first practice with your first round picks, what are your first, initial thoughts of Stroud and Anderson?
First thoughts of the guys that we've drafted and all the guys that work, they're eager, right? They're eager to work. They're excited to work. They're hungry to get better. And, today with the rookie minicamp starting, what we try to get accomplished out of rookie minicamp is just for our guys to get acclimated to what we're doing, right? There's a lot of, different communication, right? It's the simple things for these guys, just getting in a huddle, saying a play call, coming out of the huddle. It's the simple things that those guys have to get used to that's different from the college game where a lot of things are coming from the sideline, a lot of pictures, a lot of signal-based things, and they're not used to verbalizing and communicating a lot. So for us, it's like we're taking them back a couple steps to huddling, making sure they're speaking loudly when they're in the huddle, offensively and defensively, and making sure as a quarterback and as linebackers, making sure that they are commanding those huddles. So it was a good first day, good initial work with those guys, excited to see how they can come out tomorrow and just see where they got better.
You have some things in common with Henry Sozo, your rookie linebacker. What do you think about his fit, and what did you know about him during the draft process, and what do you learn about him now?
Henry has been a very consistent player. Watching him at Alabama over the years, he's been very consistent, been a part of a really good defense there, and he's a very good communicator. Right, running the show there, they have a lot of calls, a lot of checks with that defense, just being familiar with it. And, I have high respect for guys who have to communicate in college because it's an easier transition when they come to our level.
DeMeco, what's the biggest from this point forward as far as learning curve or transition? Maybe that you can kind of think back to your days with what these guys have to adjust to now, as far as getting acclimated here to life.
Biggest adjustment, I think, is the speed of the game. Right? Everything speeds up. Everyone's fast. That's one thing, guys. That was for me. I know it was the speed of the game. It changes. Offensive linemen are much faster. Defensive line, they're faster than you faced in college. So, and just how things happen, like the process and everything has to speed up a tick. So that's one hurdle that the guys have to overcome.
DeMeco, I know you've been out here with the off-season work, but it's our first chance to see you out here on those practice fields where a lot of us saw you as a player. Wonder what it's like for you. I know this is the real job now, but what are the emotions like now that you're actually out on the field?
It's exciting to get out on the field and actually get on the grass and work with guys. That's where, I thrive. But now being a head coach, I have to learn how to step back a little bit and let the assistants do most of the hands-on work. And if I see a point or two I need to, implement, I'll step in when I need to. But our assistants, man, they've done it's awesome for me just to get out and see them work, see the energy that they bring to practice every day. Our coaches have done an outstanding job. I know you guys seen them a little bit today, but just over the past few weeks working with our veterans, I'm very proud of our coaches and what they've done so far.
You mentioned not having any primetime games, and that's something that players look forward to. How much do you use that as motivation to show the NFL that you guys do deserve that eventually?
And for me, it's not about showing the NFL anything. It's about us as a team just going out, working, and when you humble yourself and you work, you put your head down, you work, and you're deserving of those things, then they'll come to you. So that's what it does for me, the internal motivation as opposed to external. We don't have to go out and prove anything to anyone else, but it's just about who are we going to be as a team, what are we going to represent when we line up on Sundays.
DeMeco, you talked about it a little bit with your assistant, right here. You talked about it a little bit with your assistant coaches, but what is it like for you now as a head coach being able to put that schedule together, getting your coaches together? I mean, we know what the players have to get adapted to, but what do you all have to get adapted to as far as this first year of all of you all being together like this?
It's a matter of us coming together collectively and doing what's best for the Texans. Like, we have a lot of guys who come from a lot of different places. Like, we're not trying to replicate what was done somewhere else. We're trying to implement the things that we need, what's best for our team here. So it's a lot of guys coming together and just communicating on schedules, timing of practice, right, how long we need to be out there. So all of those things, there's a lot of smart people around here that help me out with that. So got a lot of good people. Our training staff, the strength staff, a lot of great people here to work with that's made the transition to head coach a lot easier.
DeMeco, I think Nick mentioned that, Juice Code was a guy that you all, the coaching staff, really liked. Was probably part of the reason why you all traded up here. What was it about him when you recall? And, drafting him as well as Jared and signing Shaq Mason, what does that say about one of the offensive line?
Yeah, with Juice, another guy, kind of spoke on the Henry. He's just been a consistent guy there. He's played really good ball. Right? I feel like he has room to improve and actually be even better. And I think he'll be really good in our scheme, right, with his skill set. He's physical, he's smart, and he's proven it in college. So we're excited to work with Juice, excited to work with Jared. We wanted to add depth to our offensive line. Right? There was one group that we looked at. We have some good guys that were starting for us, some very talented guys, talented group, and to add to that with Shaq, being able to add him and add some young guys who are flexible, can play center, can play guard, right? Having that flexibility amongst our offensive line group was very important, so that was the reason for moving up to get Juice.
We got time for a few more.
DeMeco, back here.
Yeah.
You were asked earlier about your emotions being on the field as head coach. I just want to know, is it a sense of satisfaction seeing these guys, okay, you lined them up, you drafted them, and now they're in Texans uniform, and now this chance to start to mold these guys and start to mold the team?
Yeah, I wouldn't call it satisfaction. It's the beginning stage of the process. Right? So you watch these guys on film for so many times, for so long, right? We brought them in. Most of the guys we've met with on whether it's combine or 30 visits, and now it's just that next step of the process, right? Getting them here and seeing them actually go out on the field and perform the things that we're asking them to do. So it's just another part of the process. Definitely excited about just being able to put hands on them and see them in person. That's mostly where I am excited, what I'm excited about.
DeMeco,
Yes.
tomorrow we'll get to talk to a couple of players
Yes.
about their experience in rookie camp, other teams, Richardson, Young, and Levis will be talking to the media through that. Why is C.J. Stroud not speaking?
Yeah, we have other players that we've drafted. CJ is not the only player that we've drafted, so we have multiple guys that we've drafted. We want to let you guys be able to talk to all those guys, and CJ will be available throughout the spring, later in the spring, and also in training camp, so he will be available. So hold your horses, bros.
Hey, DeMeco, we get to see very briefly out on the field what happens. What happens with these guys maybe the rest of the day? And at the very basic level, as you introduce these principles of the NFL, what constitutes a good day for these draft picks?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. What happens the rest of the day? These guys come in, and the most important thing is recovery for these guys. As you guys saw, there's not many guys out there, so the lines are short. So the recovery part is really huge because we have to come back out tomorrow and practice again. So getting in the training room, whatever type of hydration, food, whatever they need. And then what we'll do with our guys is we'll have more meetings. So we'll have special teams meeting. We'll have individual meetings. So those guys will come in. They'll be able to watch the film with their coaches, and the coaches will be able to coach them up individually on things they need to improve on. And then we'll have a benchmark for tomorrow to see that actual improvement and be able to show them again after tomorrow's practice.
And what constitutes just a good day? Because it's very basic at this point.
Yeah.
Like what's a good day for a rookie draft?
A good day is everybody going out, working hard, and coming back in, and no injuries. Everybody just that's a great rookie minicamp for me, keeping everyone healthy.
Do you have an update on Kenyon Green and his progress after the arthroscopic knee surgery? How's he doing with his workouts? Is he able to run? Is he able to do a lot of things now?
Yeah, Kenyon is doing fine. He's on the road to recovery. He's doing good.
We'll take these last three. Cole, Kim.
DeMeco, as somebody who had to go through a position change when you were playing in college, from outside linebacker to inside linebacker, and now Will's doing kind of the same thing, just the experience of going through those trials and those early bumps, what does that do to help build his confidence level as a coach?
Yeah, it's a matter of, and it's not a huge position change for Will. Will will be a edge defender for us, and that's what he did at Alabama. All right, most of Alabama, he was standing up. We'll have him down in a 3-point stance, so it's not a big time position change for him. We won't have him playing in a over the guard like he did some there later in his career, so it's not a huge position change for Will.
Kim and Ari to close.
Hey, DeMeco, can you talk about what you expect? What do you want to see these guys get out of this weekend? I've heard over the years coaches say different things. I just want them to learn how to get around the building. What's important for them to take away from this coach?
That is the first step, get around. No, but the most important thing for me, Kim, is for those guys just to have a general understanding of the terminology, offense, defense terminology, because learning the offense, it's like learning a new language. So then you have to learn how to speak that language and speak it fluently, especially for CJ stepping into the huddle and making those play calls. So the biggest thing is how much and how quickly can they grasp the terminology and be able to communicate that effectively when they're on the field. All right.
DeMeco, you did this same thing here 17 years ago. What do you remember about your first rookie camp and just kind of the feeling of day one?
Oh, 17 years ago, taking me back. You know what? I don't remember rookie minicamp. Honestly, I don't remember much of rookie minicamp. But I just remember overall the spring practices, summer practices. I just remember how, for me, it's just how quick practices were, how physical they were, which we can't get physical anymore, but how physical practices were when we were just in shorts and helmets. And how fast things were moving for me. Like coming in, it was a different speed, and I had to get acclimated very quickly if I wanted to keep up. So that was one thing I learned. You had to get rolling very quickly.
Awesome. Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you guys. All right.